In this lesson, we're going to explore how to validate incoming data using Jakarta Validation. Jakarta Validation is a specification that provides a bunch of annotations to validate user input. So instead of us manually writing code to check if fields are empty or formatted correctly, we can use built-in validation annotations. Now we have a ton of annotations. For example, for validating strings, we have not blank, which ensures that a string is not empty or white space. We also have not empty. We have size for restricting the length of a string. We have pattern for validating a string using a regular expression, as well as email and credit card number. Now for validating numbers, we have min, max, positive, negative, as well as positive or zero and negative or zero. Now for validating dates and times, we have past, past or present, future, as well as future or present. And for general validation, we have non-null, which ensures that a field is not null. Now let's see these annotations in action. Back to our project. To use Jakarta Validation, first we have to add a starter dependency in our POM file. So let's go to our POM file and add a starter dependency. Here we search for validation and add this to our project. Now this adds a new dependency from Spring Framework, that is Spring Boot Starter Validation. Okay. With this, we get access to those annotations. So let's go to register user request and annotate these fields. For name, I want to apply not blank, which ensures that name is not an empty string or white space. Now, this annotation is defined in jakarta.validation.constraints package. Now here we can optionally provide a message like name is required. We can add a second annotation like size for restricting the size. We can provide a min or max length. In this example, I want to provide a max of 255 because this is the same length we have applied in our database column. Now let's also give it a message. Now let's add a line break to separate this field from the other fields. Now for email, let's make sure that it's not blank and it's a valid email. Okay, let's import it. Okay, now for password, let's add not blank. And also, let's make sure that it's at least 6 characters. Now here we can also apply a max length. Let's set it to 25. And then change the message to password must be between 6 to 25 characters long. Okay? So we have applied our validation annotations here. Next, we go to our user controller. Here's the create user method. And here's our DTO, register user request. We should annotate this with valid. This is also defined in jakarta.validation. Let's import it. With this applied, if we send an invalid object to this endpoint, we'll get an error. Now back in Postman, let's send a post request to the user's endpoint with an empty object in the body of the request. All right, look, we got a bad request, but it's not clear what is missing. In the next lesson, I will show you how to return meaningful error messages to the client.